and welcome back. And today we're going to speak of the shadow self. It was Carl Jung who first coined this term shadow self. But I am not here to talk of psychology. I'm not even equipped to talk of psychology. What I would like to talk about is how this shadow self hinders you and I in our everyday life, how it hinders our relationship, stops us from emotional maturity. So let us first understand the shadow self. What is it? We have two distinct parts of our energy, the ego and the spirit. Spirit is who we intrinsically are, the light beings that we are. The ego is what the world sees. The ego constitutes two parts, the persona and the shadow self. So you might have guessed, the persona is what we reveal to others, what others see us as, what we would like others to see us as. So someone might want the others to see her as a supermom. Another might want someone to see them as compassionate. A third might want others to see them as spiritual or wise. We all have certain qualities that we would like the world to recognize us by, that we would like the world to identify us with. But there is a part of ourselves that we do not show the world, that we in fact try very hard not to show the world, that we would like to keep hidden. And that hidden part is the shadow self. The truth is, not only do we not want others to see this hidden part, but we also keep this part hidden from ourselves. We do not want to look at some of the bitter truths about ourselves. But if we would just come to terms with the fact that we are all human, and as human beings, we all have flaws, and therefore we are all imperfect. I would rather use the word I'm perfect. If we would acknowledge that honestly, without any shame, we would be able to look at our flaws and in fact change them if we don't like them. By keeping them hidden, what we really do is run away from the flaws and concentrate all our words and actions to one purpose, keeping ourselves hidden from others. So when we do not lead authentic lives, when we are not authentic, when we are not self-aware, how can we have a relationship that is honest? How can we have a relationship that is equal in its give and take? In fact, what happens is that we begin to need the validation of others. We emotionally depend upon others to make us feel good about ourselves. So we keep on increasing the masks that we wear, hoping that by doing so, the others will like us more and more, think well of us. But when someone rips this mask and your face is exposed to the world, you're either very enraged or very panicked. Instead of going through any of these three negative emotions, why not begin to illuminate the shadow self. Bring the shadow self up to the light. Have the courage to look at that shadow self. It cannot harm you. Do not let others tell you any differently. In fact, when you begin to internalize, when you begin to believe the demeaning words of others, the disempowering words of others, when you begin to accept the devaluing actions of others, it is because you believe that you are not perfect. And you believe this because you are hiding from your shadow self. Let us become self-aware and let us make a very honest assessment of ourselves, of our flaws and of our wonderful strengths, because you have both. Yes, of course you are flawed. You and I are human beings, but you have far more strengths than that. Make a list of all that you believe are your flaws, you perceive are your flaws, which you may not be very proud of, and start looking at that list one flaw at a time. Take one flaw and first acknowledge, yes, this is my flaw. I am not ashamed of it. I acknowledge it courageously. I acknowledge it honestly. Once you have done that, then make a firm commitment to change that flaw. The way to change anything is to be very alert to it and very consistent. So each day, throughout the day, be very, very alert. Remember, some of these flaws have been with you for a long, long time. So it is natural that you shall slip into them. As soon as you are aware that you've slipped into them, pull yourself back. Catch yourself doing that and shift the behavior pattern. For example, if a flaw that you're working on is, let us say, your tendency to manipulate people, be very aware when you are with people, when you're talking to them. If you find, and when you find, that you are once again slipping into that manipulative habit, pull yourself back. Stop the words, stop the actions right there and then. Remind yourself of your intent to shift. Once you have done that, consistently again and again, you shall find that that flaw has shifted and that no more is it a flaw. And like this, you shall be able to illuminate the shadow self. And then all that you will be left with is the glorious you, a strong you, an honest you that does not need to wear a mask. You will know the truth of who you really are.